Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction. We're going to listen to Fall of the Peacemakers by Molly Hatchet. I recently reacted to their song Flirting with Disaster, which is an incredible song. Definitely wanted to hear more, and here we are. This was a Patreon request by Gary. Thank you so much for this request and donation. And other people have also recommended this, and they were kind of agreeing on this would have been a great song to check out on Martin Luther King Day, but I had no idea this existed. And also, Martin Luther King Day in Belgium is not a holiday like it is in the US, of course. We, of course, know of him and learn a little bit about him in school and stuff, but it's not a lived history like it is in the US, of course. But he is a global figure. I think this song, I was told this song also references JFK and John Lennon. So that would explain the title then, Fall of the Peacemakers. Ooh, all right. Let's have a listen.
Song left to sing, one song to sing. A wise man told me there's something you should know. The way you judge a man as you look into his soul, and you'll soon see everything. A horse from the past might give peace a chance. He paid our price, now he's free at last. And imagine we call him a dreamer. Children cry till we suffer no more sadness. Stop the madness, oh, stop the madness. Ashes are ashes and dust is dust, and our journey's end, and return we must to the sands of the shore. White doves in flight, peace to all, but tell me why the peacemakers fall. Must we bury any more? The hush of the crowd as a horse rode by, black lace veil hid the tears from her eyes. And we
Yo, they were shredding it. Really cool song. Uh, Musically, fire. Some powerful lyrics. Some great singing by Danny Joe Brown. Yeah, the guitars there, yo, really good. Really cool. Excuse me. And the drumming, the bass. I mean, throughout the song, there was an organ in it too, right? If I'm not mistaken, there was some great piano playing in the beginning too. It's really quite the journey, and especially this last part. You know, might have to put it on the driving playlist. I was just that actually. Somebody told me on the first reaction that I did to Flirting with Disaster. Oh, you often talk about driving songs. This is one that I always listen to in the car. I said, yeah, yeah. So I created a separate, inspired by that comment, a separate list. I think I called it Highway Thunder. I know it's corny, but still. So I'm gonna put songs like that on it. And the first one was Flirting with Disaster, and I have to go back and think retroactively which ones I reacted to I want to put on there. But especially with this last part, this one uh, could it be contender for that? But the beginning is more of a cruising altitude, right? uh, I mean, cruising driving speed. Not, I'm not flying anywhere. So yeah, it definitely is a contender for that. But it's a powerful song, and the beginning of it, the way it sounded, it made me feel exactly how I feel when I listen to Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. I guess they both fall under the Southern rock umbrella. Uh, yeah, it's great, great intro. Let me hear that again. That acoustic, the bass. Ugh. I love that intro, man. That almost gave me those Simple Man vibes. Oh, that's good. The bass. Piano. Hey man, that's an awesome song. Where's that last part in the lyrics? Because there were some lines that I was so lost in the music that the lines kind of passed me by. That melody is also very badass. Oh, come on.
Tears from my eyes.
All right. So this kind of okay.
To the sands of the shore. White doves in flight, peace to all. But tell me why the peacemakers fall. Must we bury anymore?
So the white doves, the message of peace, I guess references the message of MLK. And I did react to a Neil Diamond song just recently. It was the day before Martin Luther King Day, actually. Who that was also inspired. Him and Robbie Robertson wrote this. Was inspired by the kind of collective grief and kind of carrying on the message, even if the voice isn't there anymore. Carry that tune. And in the intro, we kind of have that similar sentiments in the lyrics. So I'm gonna get back to that. I want to listen to this last part of the lyrics. Oh, here.
A horse rode by, a black lace veil hid the tears from her eyes, and we all wept in silence.
So that's the reference to to JFK and Jackie Kennedy. Black lace hid the tears from her eyes. Everybody's silent, when I guess the car drives by with the horse rode by. I don't know. I haven't. It's probably the procession, the funeral procession that they're referencing. Yeah, it's wild, right? Fall of the Peacemakers. How many must we bury, and why do they fall? The Peacemakers or unifiers, or even not unifiers? Because if you have an opinion where you believe in, even if that's something you think is right. It's going to divide people, but there's different kinds of division. There's harmful division, and there's like differentiating and kind of standing up for something, calling injustice out. It's a different type of division. So there's nuance. Uh, yeah, it is. And why? Because I guess peace is a threat to the powers that be. The ones in power, they don't want peace because it's a threat to them, more so than war and conflict. Of course, in the case of John Lennon, it's a little bit different because that was, a fan, and it's just, senseless violence. Uh, yeah. Wow. This is very impactful. I love how they open it up. A king without a sword, a land without a king, a truth without a voice comes straight out of out of a novel. It's very poetic, or out of a play. It's Shakespearean even. A king without a sword. Um, Martin Luther King, he had no sword, right? But he was a king because his name, of course. And then a land without the king being the US without a president because he was assassinated. And a truth without a voice, there is the message of John Lennon, and he's gone. And there's only one song left to sing, and we have to carry on that tune, that song of peace and that message. Fantastic. And of course, they referencing his song "Give Peace a Chance," and now he paid the price. He's free at last. That's from, isn't that from MLK's speech, or something he said? Free at last, free at last. And then Imagine, of course, the song by John Lennon. We called him a dreamer. I guess a lot of people, even with a unifying message like that, like I just mentioned, the division, even when you uh, call out injustice, you're going to divide people, or when you call for unity, you're even going to divide people in that, in terms of, oh yeah, you're naive. And I guess a lot of people were that way because, oh, this is a utopia, this is never going to happen. And I think, didn't Steely Dan make a song kind of referencing that, or a response? I don't know. And I get it, being realistic and sometimes even pessimistic about things. And I've gone back and forth on the message of Imagine in different seasons of my life. And I kind of, you know, have loved it, and then said, hey, this is the way to go. And then it said, oh, when I'm feeling down, that's never going to happen. What are you thinking? And now I've kind of come to a point in my life, like, this is, yeah, that's the message. I'm not going to let my heart and mind be captured by cynicism or negativity, even there's a lot of it out there, but I believe in it. And yeah, I think it's a masterpiece. So yeah, call him a dreamer, but why not? Why is the other thing so much more plausible? Why do we need to believe in hatred then? You know. So yeah, I we called him a dreamer. I like that line a lot. That's a great, great, great line, and it's a fantastic song. Thank you for introducing me to it, and everybody for spending some time with me. If you have any other recommendations, let me know. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.